What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with another Ark Fjordur video for you today, and today I'll be showing you how to tame the Andrew-sarkis. Now, this guy is found in these Vanaheim hills. They're very easy to find. Sorry, the Broken Meadows. So you can see we're over here. Now, you'll also need to find some honey, which you can find plenty of over here as well. There are honey rocks as well as beehives located around in certain areas. Now, what you need to do once you've found your Andrew-sarkis is make sure that it's not getting murdered by a bunch of Deinonychuses, because that can be rather disastrous for you and your Andrew-sarkis, and it looks like he's going to prevail. I certainly hope he will prevail. Things are looking very good for this video already. Let's go. Okay, so he's just about murdered the Danos, so we're good. Now, once you've approached your Andrew-sarkis, what you will need to do is put some honey in your last slot of your inventory. Like I said, do bring some ghillie because it can aggro on you. Throw the honey. Once it eats the honey, all you simply need to do is walk up to the Andrew-sarkis and let it get attacked by a bunch of raptors. So once you've found an Andrew-sarkis that isn't getting destroyed by the denizens of Ark, what you want to do is throw a piece of honey at it. Now, what it'll do is it'll walk up to the honey and eat it. Now, while it does that, what you want to do is simply walk up to it and hit E to ride it. You can see there it's eaten the honey. Jump on the Andrew-sarkis and then you will trigger the minigame where you simply have to press the directional keys to tame it. Now, the more you press the keys, the more it will tame up, obviously. Now, you can see under the taming bar, there is a red bar that's kind of filling up the taming effectiveness bar. What you want to do is you want to keep an eye out for that as well, because the more that fills up, the more chance you have of getting kicked off. Well, when it gets to the max amount, it will kick you off, which you don't want to happen. Because when it aggroes on you like that, it does take a much longer time to actually get back on it than it does normally. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit E here to jump off. You'll see that the Andrew-sarkis will walk away from us. However, it will not aggro on us, which is great. That's exactly what we want. So now what we need to do is simply grab some more honey, chuck it down in our hotbar here, and you want to also keep an eye out on the one that you were taming, and keep an eye out on any other Andrew-sarkises, because you don't really want them getting involved with the tame, because that will kind of mess it up a little bit, because obviously you'll have multiple Andrew-sarkises coming after you, and this essentially prevents you from getting bucked off the Andrew-sarkis, and you can simply just keep taming it up like this. This is a much quicker and faster way than just going about refilling the rage bar, I guess you could call it, because it aggroes on you when it bucks you off, and that takes quite a lot of time to de-aggro. So I would heavily recommend utilizing this method to go about taming your Andrew-sarkis. And all you need to do is simply repeat this process until your Andrew-sarkis is tamed up. And that's it. And boom, bada boom. Just like that, you've got yourself a tamed Andrew-sarkis. Honestly, there is no easier method than this. Also, take note, you cannot trap them or try and confine them in terrain, because all that will happen is you won't get the directional key prompt and they'll just fill up the rage bar. And just like that, Andrew-sarkis tamed up. It was a 140, came out at 207, you'd be cheering. So let's go on to its abilities. So once you've tamed yourself an Andrew-sarkis, you can then hop on it without a saddle. Now these guys are very good. They're very fast, extremely fast. You can see here they have a similar sprinting ability to like the dire bear and the woolly rhino, where they'll slowly increase their speed the more that they run. Now, as well as that, they do have a dash ability that you can use by triggering the C button. The C button will cause you to dash forward, doing a pretty much a full-blown sprint. Now, while this sprint is activated, you can use it to break through structures and rocks and wood and terrain and stuff like that. Now, they are limited to 3 dashes. However, it will replenish over time. So do keep that in mind as well. Now, as for their attacks, they do have a primary attack, which is simply a chomp attack. These guys do not gather berries as far as I've been able to test, but they do a bite attack. Why do you want a piece of me for? Their bite attack is pretty strong, so keep that in mind. Now, their secondary attack is a hoof attack that will stun and knock the target away from you. The higher the creature's drag weight, the less distance it will go. So obviously if we punt a dodo out of here, it's going to go freaking flying. As for another Andrew-sarkis, well, they're not obviously going to go very far. Now, they do also have the ability to jump, and they can jump quite a freaking distance. So I definitely keep that in mind. So guys, these are the honey rocks that you can use to get honey out of. Can you go away, dude? Like, everyone just chill out. Everyone just calm down. Okay. So these are the honey rocks that you can harvest honey out of. They don't have any bees or anything like that. All you need is a pickaxe, and you can simply harvest the rock, and it will provide you with quite a lot of honey. So you can see there we're getting a ton of honey. that's the easiest way to go about getting honey for the Andrew-sarkis. But back to the Andrew-sarkis' abilities, we also have a drift ability that we can use. So when the Andrew-sarkis is at full sprint, or even not at full sprint, all you need to do is simply rotate the camera, and you can actually drift and cause yourself to change directions. Now, this will utilize one of the ability bars next to the sprint. So all you need to do in order to use this ability is hit C and spin the camera around. This will cause your Andrew-sarkis to essentially drift on the spot and do a 180 if this Gallimimus wants to get out of our way. I swear to God, nothing ever goes right with these. So simply all you need to do, hit C and spin the camera around, and that will cause your Andrew-sarkis to rotate on the spot, and you can pretty much run the other direction, which is great. Now you can do all of this without the Andrew-sarkis wearing a saddle. However, his real use comes in when you give him a saddle. The saddle will allow you to breathe underwater without the need for an oxygen tank. And as well as that, you can also fire bullets on the back of an Andrew-sarkis. So simply make your way into some water and your Andrew-sarkis will swim. He is a great swimmer. Now, the only downside to this is that he will sink to the bottom. You can obviously hit spacebar and stuff like that to surface. And if you hit the C button as well, he will plummet to the ocean floor, which is awesome. You can see that we're plummeting right now. So definitely worth taking this guy into the ocean because he does apparently have the ability to gather silica pearls and stuff like that, but I haven't actually managed to gather any with him. Now, you can also use the gun turret underwater, which is freaking awesome. Like, check that out. So you can use it underwater as well to kill everything, which is great. I wasn't expecting you to be able to use the gun turret underwater. Now, to use the gun turret on land and underwater without you actually controlling it at the same time, you can hit control, and then all you need to do is use your secondary attack to fire the bullets, and you can still control the Andrew-sarkis however it is that you want. So I'd heavily recommend taking the Andrew-sarkis for a swim, taking him on land and taming him up as fast as you can, because these guys are great for doing, well, everything that you need it to do. Honestly, these are probably my favorite tame out of the Fjordur map. So you can also full 360 rotate in first person mode in the turret, and you can do it in third person mode as well for your Andrew-sarkis. And to simply disable the turret mode, all you need to do is hit control, and that will allow you to go back to running at your normal speed and to not have to deal with the three-dimensional 360 camera. So, do you guys like the Andrew-sarkis? What do you think of its abilities? But that is everything to do with the Andrew-sarkis. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to check out the other Ark Fjordur videos. But for now, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.